Alright, welcome back to another video of Davian's phone collection. Today I'm going to be doing my February 2022 phone and tablet collection. I have 11 phones and still 3 tablets. The tablet that I'm recording on is the Samsung Galaxy Tab A, which works perfectly fine, but it has a malfunctioning touchscreen and a bad headphone jack. But it works. It's gonna be freaking epic. Now let's get on to the video. Starting off, this is the Pantech Breakout on Verizon. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is the Motorola Droid Razer HD on Verizon. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. This is the one I used on one of the videos of Davian's collection of VHS DVDs, games, and more, when I did a drop test on the Little Bear Halloween stories due to trailer issues. Next up is the LG 44OG on Tracfone. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is the Motorola Droid Turbo on Verizon. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. This is the one I used for drop tests, for slow motion. Next up is the BlackBerry Classic on AT&T. It is cracked, but it does work perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is the Samsung Convoy 4 on Verizon. I had to take the back off because the back is loose. Next up is the LG Rebel 3 on Tracfone. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever, even though the back is cracked, and so is the camera. Verizon Wireless. Next up is the Samsung Galaxy J3 Orbit on Tracfone. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is the LG Stylo 5 on Tracfone. It does work perfectly fine, except it has some spots in the LCD, and it's completely shattered. Next up is the Blueview Mega on Tracfone. This thing works perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever, even though it's cracked. Lastly, for the phones, this is the LG K31 Rebel on Tracfone. It does work perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. Now we move on to tablets. So, here's the tablet. Starting off, this is the iPad 1. This thing works perfectly fine, but it has a bad home button. But it is fully functional other than the home button issue. And last but not least, this is the iPad 2, which works fine with no issues whatsoever, even though it's cracked. So now let's unlock all of my devices. The low battery sign appears again on the LG 44OG. I have to press the home button hard. The home button works, but it has issues. Yeah, like I said before, the home button on the iPad first generation does work, but it has issues. That's the LG Stylo 5 appearing Facebook notifications. Now that's going to do it with me with my February 2022 phone and tablet collection. All of them work perfectly fine, but I'll tell you how many of my devices have issues. We got about one device that has an issue. The iPad 1, which is a home button issue. This is Davian's phone collection. Thank you for watching. I hope you like, subscribe, and comment for this long video. I'll see you again in my next video.